Okay, here we are.
Hello.
We're live. Woo! Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Who are we? Who are you?
I don't know. Who are you?
Who are you? We haven't seen each other in real life for like 3 months. So I'm actually a little bit, who is this person?
Yeah, so this person is Anna, and I'm Laura, and we are Valiant Game Studio. Together for the first time since March or something.
Yeah, middle of March.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
And this is our office.
Yay! Can't see that much of it, but...
And we are streaming about our new game, Kaleidocraft.
Yes. And what are we doing in particular today?
So, just a reminder that we are a part of the Steam Games Festival Summer Edition, and we are streaming because we want to celebrate the festival, and we will be streaming pretty much every day until the festival ends until June 22nd. And we actually have a streaming schedule. So to say, yesterday we recreated famous art in Kaleidocraft, and Anna is very talented. She made Starry Nights, Van Gogh Starry Nights, or rather Van Gogh made Anna Starry Nights.
Yes, it's because that time travel or something.
Exactly.
I think you can come a little bit closer so people can hear you.
I
You
can
can come a
little
bit closer to the microphone and speak loudly from our
Oh.
bellies.
And today we're making portraits. And yeah, do you want to say to the two viewers who will hopefully be more and hi, what up with Kaleidocraft?
Should I?
Yeah.
But it's your baby. Or I know that you don't like that term, but this was initially your idea. So I think I can start making some art, and meanwhile you can talk about the project maybe.
Okay.
Oh, and I realized I'm gonna cheat. Everyone close your eyes. This is a dev cheat that no one saw, because I want to have access to all of the shapes.
I can talk about the cheat that Anna did and what up with Kaleidocraft. Okay, so Kaleidocraft is an art creation sandbox game set in a utopian Star Trek-like universe. And the idea is actually two ideas, quite simple, that govern this game. One is just making art in a very relaxing way. And another is, what if you as an artist live in a universe that absolutely welcomes what you do and your creativity, and you're well taken care of, people just crave for your art. So the second idea is, what if exposure really fed you, you know? So that's it. That's Kaleidocraft in a nutshell. And the two main mechanics are, first and foremost, you make art using these shapes and color palettes, and I'll get back to that in detail a little bit later. And second of it, when you're done making art, you have wholesome social media where you can share your art and people will actually appreciate it. For now, the plan is just single player, but we hope to be successful enough with this game in early access, so that we can do a lot more stuff, and you can actually become the true patrons of the artists in this game. And today we're making portraits.
Yes.
So what portraits are you going to do, Anna?
I think I'm gonna start with something a little bit more like pop culture-ish. So it's gonna be a profile thing with like kind of bright colors, a little bit more unrealistic maybe. Yeah, here's some in-game music, right?
Listen a little bit, because I think we are not... do you hear my voice in the
No, but we
headset?
shouldn't hear ourselves.
At all? Okay.
No.
Then I hope you hear us, really.
I mean, the microphone thing here, it's looking good, so keep an eye on that. If you can't hear us, please let us know in the chat. Or if you have any questions or anything, any comments, please let us know in the chat as well. We are keeping an eye both on YouTube and on Steam, because we're broadcasting in 2 places at once.
Thank you. Thank you so much for letting us know that you hear us. Thank you.
Awesome.
So you're doing a pop culture portrait thingy.
Yes. I think this is gonna be a dude-ish, traditionally masculine person, I think, maybe.
Why do you have to make a dude, Anna?
I think I don't know. It's easy to like just default to that. It's horrible, but I'm gonna start there something very basic, just like a funny portrait, and then I can be a little bit more serious next time, maybe.
No, but do it
Possibly.
funny. It's fine. Funny, it's fine. Funny, we like funny. I like funny.
Okay, we like funny. Okay. So let's give this person a bit of a mouth.
But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the inspiration here. So hi everyone again, my name is Laura and I'm a huge Illustrator fan and vector graphics art fan. I like the idea of mathematical art and symmetry and mirroring and reflection, and the idea of being extremely creative based on mathematical art. And that's how Kaleidocraft was born. To begin with, I was playing in Illustrator, thinking about what game I would like to make next with Anna, together with Anna. And I realized I'm extremely relaxed while I was playing around in Illustrator, and I was making mandalas. And that's how it started, like, oh my god, what if we could just have this very relaxing game where we just make mandalas. And then I became quite curious if there are such games. And the super short market research that I'm gonna summarize to you here is that there aren't any on Steam. There are a few mandala creators on mobile platforms. They're not necessarily marketed as games per se. And actually, when you start to think about shapes and symmetry and mathematical art, mandalas is just one of the many nice things that you can do. So in a way, what we're trying to do here is a relaxing and very easy to use Illustrator tool, I guess, that functions in a utopian universe where everyone welcomes your art.
So I want to be really like encouraging people's creations. And we hope to see your creations as well. So since this is like a demo right now, like what you can do is basically share the art with us, and we will be very happy to like promote it in our channels and so on. Like we are so excited to see what you're making in this tool, because like I say, like I don't have that much other art to show, but like the basically the sky is the limit in Kaleidocraft. Like you can just build whatever you feel like very easily like this. And we're so excited to see what everyone else will make in this.
And not only that, but every time we gave the game to somebody new, we were constantly surprised about the art that they were making. And I really, we very much believe that everyone's an artist, and we really need your help to give you the kind of artsy tool that you truly enjoy, playing with and relaxing with.
Yeah. This is a portrait.
It is a portrait.
I think I'm pretty like I think I'm done with this actually.
Oh my god, no! But
No.
Can you make so first and foremost, I don't think it's a dude. I think it's a
I'm not sure. Yeah. They.
Yeah. And I think they need maybe glasses, perhaps.
Glasses.
Right? Am I right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna make more portraits. Don't worry. Like, the stream isn't over just because I feel happy with this. Here, glasses.
Yay!
No, I moved the wrong one.
Hipsterish. Does she need do they need a name?
Yeah, they need a name.
I wonder what the name is supposed to be. Just give me a second to tell the world that we are actually streaming.
Yes.
Twitter. Oh, that is very nice. I like what you're doing there. I like. So Kaleidocraft is in early access because like we have a long way to go before we actually finish it, but it's because we really want to finish it together with a community, with you.
Yeah.
And it's a very creative game, and right now we have a bunch of shapes that you can use freely, but we want to add a lot more shapes and a lot more color palettes and a lot more features, and this is where you come in. Like we are very eager to hear to get requests essentially. So come and say that you want spaceships and you want I don't know, aliens, or you want more portrait options, masks, whatever tickles your imagination.
Yeah. And like if we come from one like if there's anything like from your culture, for example, that would help you, like we might have a very narrow mindset of like, oh, this is the kind of art we would make in this. Like if there's anything you would like to make, like maybe some symbols or something that you would really like, please let us know as well. Like we are so happy to learn more about what kind of art you would like to make and what tools you need for that, basically.
Are we going to when this portrait is done, and this is just the first portrait of the evening, there will be more portraits of the evening, but when this portrait is done, God, you're so talented. We can talk a little bit about the wholesome social media that you can share this portrait at, and how the game functions, because like one of the feedback that we have had is when we started, we focused on just a painting tool, and it was more of a tool than a game. The social media, the host of social media brings the game component, where you can advance as an artist, where you can get rewards and appreciation, and we are going to show you that part quite soon.
Or now?
Right now. Oh, Mildred.
Mildred.
Is Mildred
this is Mildred.
a they name?
No, I think it's mostly a traditionally feminine name. But I don't know how this person identifies. So this is the actual like in-game social media part, which is purely fictional. Like this is not right now hooked up to anything. We hope in the future to bring in more like actual online features where you can actually share with other actual physical people and like comment on each other's art and like of course build a wholesome community, like where people feel like their art is welcomed. So like we want what we now have in game that we also hope to expand to the real world, so to speak. But right now we have this like in game, as you can see, like there are characters in this world randomly generated, and they have different like preferences, and they talk about different things, and like they like different types of art. So like the goal is to make different kinds of art that different kinds of people will appreciate, and they will start following you, and you get more followers, more exposure, and so on.
And you also get so right now the dev cheat that Anna used in the beginning of the stream is a dev cheat that may or may not, it is for sure available in the demo right now, but it unlocks all the shapes. But when you play like the campaign mode of the game, you don't start the game with all the shapes and color palettes at hand. You just have a few, and the more art you make and the more art you share, these people in this wholesome social Twitter-like social media will give you shapes and will give you color palettes. So like for example now,
yeah, let's see what happens. So right now I have no followers. We have no followers, no exposure at all here. Let's see what happens if I share this. Like, yay! Hey, look at my art. Oh, I can. It's hard. Okay, I can.
Typing is hard, and besides you're an artist, not a writer, right?
Yes. All right. So look, now this Ansel and I can't even pronounce that name. Sorry, Rivera really like this art. Guitar solo. So this is like an edgy type character. For some reason, like this art. It's a lot of black. Maybe that's why. Also another like character that likes a lot of cute art like this.
I hope you saw the hearts.
Yes, the hearts. You get hearts. And this character now started following us. So we now have, we can see here, another follower. And this person also gave us some new shapes that we can play with. They're now, I mean, it was already unlocked to us because we cheated, but if we hadn't done that, this would now be unlocked to us and we can now use this in art. And since this is an edgy character that likes edgy art, we now have more tools to make more edgy art to impress other edgy characters, so to speak.
And absolutely none of us is a fan of heavy metal or
No,
goth or never. we would never. The whole skulls and stuff were purely accidental. But
So-
okay.
So the archetypes are cute characters, artsy characters, edgy characters, hippie characters, and hipster characters. Hipster characters don't actually have much preferences. They just like what other people don't like. They like to be unique, like discover you before everyone else. That's all. Okay, let's make a second portrait. Let's make maybe a little bit more realistic, like more realistic shades and so on.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the color palettes. So first and foremost, we have a bunch of curated palettes that we typically do a lot of research before we put these palettes on. But you can also make your own custom palette here. So you can actually click a color, choose whatever color you want from the color palette. Right now, it's not complete freedom palette, but we will continue to improve this kind of palettes.
So if I want like very light colors, pastel, yeah, so light colors, for example, I can do that. Oh no, I think that's the way. Yes. Or?
Oh no, yeah,
No,
that's
yeah,
okay.
No. No.
Yeah, make the red one, the red part. Yeah, no, yes,
But-
no. I'm confused.
But that's the correct one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And it's just like these two ones are very similar.
Yeah, that is
But,
true.
yeah.
Oh, we should
Anyway,
maybe
so-
change that a little bit.
Yeah.
But then we are also launching truly curated palettes that we actually talk to artists, and we are thinking about the kind of art we want to create, to generate, and we. So this is early access. This is work in progress. We hope that the UI is easy to use for you, but remember, it's a tweak. It's in a constant tweaking state, and we will improve it. Like for example, for curated palettes, hopefully we will be able to post an example picture or art that uses the colors in a very nice way that hopefully inspires you. So yeah, this is something that you can totally help us out with.
Yeah. And of course, like something that we hope to do in the future is like, I don't know if it's Halloween, for example, like maybe releasing a Halloween pack, so like you get some Halloween shapes that you can use, and also palettes that work with that as well. So that's what we like, how we plan to evolve this in the future, so to speak, and release more content.
And right now with the social media, wholesome social media that we have, that's like our single player mode. But we hope that we will have an online mode where you can participate and you can share your art, and you can like somebody else's art. You can download somebody else's art and put it on your wall if you like, or use it as a wallpaper, which we will show a little bit
Oh yeah,
later.
we didn't, but
We
so
didn't.
that
And when it comes to that point, until we manage to build the kind of online community that we hope we will be able to build, we want to host by ourselves contests and events where if you're into Halloween or if you're into Midsummer, which is going to be this week, actually you will be able to create art and participate in a showcase that we are going to run.
I'm not sure what I'm gonna make. I'm just experimenting right now. I want it to be like a little bit more shoulder-like.
The hedgehog
sure.
of not the hedgehog.
Hedgehog
The hunchback of Notre Dame.
of Notre Dame. That would have been a good book, though. I would totally read that. And watch this new movie based on it.
But why not? Hedgehogs are so cute. Our logo is a hedgehog. Yeah, and we're very into hedgehogs. Typically, like we also have hedgehog onesies that sometimes we wear at work. But now it's a little bit warm for that.
We're gonna have to wait 6 months. Hopefully, it's gonna be a full 6 months until we need that again. But you never know in Sweden.
Oh.
Let's get a little bit of a chin, maybe.
A chin for the hedgehog.
So, okay, next one's gonna be hedgehog portraits. But until then, maybe a bit of a... So, trying to be like a profile here. So we need some form of nose.
For anyone who's watching now, please feel free to use the chat function in confidence and ask us whatever you want. And now he looks like a Van Gogh person that will soon start to... That's spooky, Anna. What are you doing, Anna?
Spooky.
No, that must be a nose. I hope it's a nose.
Yes, it's a nose. Oh, yeah, it's it's a nose. Okay, I don't know how to prove this to you. I'm gonna give him nostrils.
Okay. No, like
Would maybe it would have been better to like start with eyes or something.
yeah.
But I want to give the.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Problem with making next time I can make a completely symmetrical face because we haven't really shown much of the mirror reflect feature. But yeah, so let's give this person eyes. Should it like have really like staring big eyes or more like slim like that?
That's too slim this time. Yeah. Oh my god. And
I think this is a criminal of some form. This is not a nice person.
But his nose could be like not so brown maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean, the problem is that if I make this more transparent, it's gonna poke through like that.
But change the color maybe?
Yeah. I mean, it could be lighter, I guess.
I don't know. I'm just saying. You're the artist. I'm just like. Now he looks like a pig. So his name shall be Pigman, I believe.
Poor person. Okay. I don't know.
No, you're right. Brown is the best.
Yeah. Maybe.
He's a scary looking fellow.
Yeah. But we can make him nice. We can give him a big old smile.
But he can be scary, that's fine. Scary people are people too. Oh.
Oh, this is the problem. So I think I'm gonna change like how big every step, like how much a difference it is. Because right now, like either this will be really big or really small.
Yeah.
That's sort of a problem. Isn't
Can
this
we
bigger? How are they different sizes?
can we use shift the way you do to snap to grid? Okay, so let's take a look at this. Oh, poor guy. I'm afraid now. Oh no.
You don't like this? But look, he's very. Oh, okay. Now he's not happy. Now he's happy. Look.
No, now he's just like, I'm so happy I'm going to, I don't know, eat your soul.
I think you're being mean. He's doing his best. You can't help it.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't have to sleep tonight. That night.
Okay, let's give him some eyebrows. Maybe that helps.
But we really do need more shapes. I will make more shapes. I will make more shapes.
I'm so happy that we actually have undo because I needed some of those. Like, so we have the webcam right in the middle of the screen here, so I can't really see what's behind it.
Okay, so yesterday you said you want a really pointy triangle.
Yes.
And now you want eyebrows, right?
Yes.
But it would be so cool if we managed to build a community of artists for whoever's listening a little bit faster. Because I'd love to hear what is it that you want to have. Like Anna always wants pointy triangles and eyebrows and stuff like that, but what it is that you want? What would you like to have?
That would be great to learn.
This guy starts to look a little bit more humane.
Yes!
A little bit.
Did you ever doubt that I would make this guy
Me?
less?
Never.
Sorry. I was hoping to give him a tongue. That's not going to work out, so I'm going to delete that. Yes. Big white smile. Like that, and it's going to get a little bit of a mustache, I think.
Yeah, he needs a mustache for sure.
Don't know. We definitely need a mustache shape.
I didn't even bring my notebook this time around. Not even that. Is that a mustache?
Yes.
Oh, he's going
It's
to
like
be
Salvador
a very...
Dali, I think.
This is kind of nice. I kind of like it.
I think it's French. This is not French. This is Italian. I'm sorry for anyone in chat. I don't mean to be offensive.
But you can totally pardon our French and teach us.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's gonna...
What you doing?
It's the teeth. Look.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I like this guy.
Fine.
I like this guy.
It's especially the goatee does it. No, but the mustache is perfect.
I will admit that I'm a little bit afraid of myself. But I'm sure this is a nice guy. That was the wrong
As I said, Anna, we don't necessarily have to sleep tonight.
But you need some hair as well, I think.
What? He really is a killer that will haunt our dreams, so he can be bald.
Yes, but because everyone else, all killers are bald. Maybe if we make him a little bit more
philosophical.
Yeah.
I kind of like that, actually.
So that's...
Oh!
I'm not sure about this. This is a guy who will come up to you on the beach and try to hit on you. Hey, do you want to... What are you doing tonight?
Oh, I don't do some Dali.
And he's definitely like missing a front tooth or something.
Oh no! Oh my god, no.
Or at least like he has a gap between his teeth.
Oh no. But like Anna, like seriously, I want to sleep at least tomorrow night.
What? Hey, look. What's good?
Oh no.
Maybe he's got like a little bit of hair left.
Oh my god, it's no. Oh no.
I think this is as good as it gets.
It is
This
totally
guy
the sexiest character that could ever come to you and talk to you at the beach, right?
Yes, and that's our sun, of course, because this is we're in
Ibiza or something.
Yeah.
Oh no. Why?
Wait, we do have letters.
Whatever you do, don't do this. Oh, he could have a T-shirt that's written
yeah.
sexy on it or something.
Oh no.
Oh my god, no.
I'm not gonna go that far. But it's with cliche of some sort.
Pardon my French. What's the cliche having an Adidas? Nike?
I don't know.
Could be a Adibas.
Adibas.
Abidas. The Abidas is perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, thank you for giving us the opportunity to create the dream person for you.
Yes.
This is the ultimate Casanova. Oh, and he has a name.
Casanova, yes.
And it's every girl's dream to have this guy make
Walk up to
friends
you.
at the beach with, Adibas.
I don't know why
Adibas.
I chose now.
This is beautiful.
And then, of course, 3 stripes, right? I don't know how to
Yeah,
make stripes.
you cannot do those ones like
What, like that one, or what? Do you
no, these
the-
ones, and just tilt them a little bit.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah,
So like that, and
no.
no.
No, it's go up. These ones, but small.
So like just, or I could
yeah.
just maybe like just put this on the shoulder.
Yeah,
basically, maybe.
yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna work. It's a little bit too thick.
We need to it would be fantastic if we can work with thickness of the shapes or not. But then I think that I'm afraid that the tool becomes too complex.
Yeah, I've been thinking as well, like being able to like stretch and stuff like that. Like for example, if I wanted a triangle, but like make it like that, like if I wanted really pointy. But yeah, we don't want to add too much complexity either. So it's a fine line to walk, and that's why we need you, our community, as well. Like to, like what should we prioritize? What you actually need, and what is just in our heads? Like what would be cool, and what do people actually need when they're making art? So that would be really interesting to hear as well. This is not working out. Oh yeah, and I dropped it outside, so it went away.
No,
It's
fine.
Yeah.
And his name is definitely Casanova, right?
Yes.
No, let's see, let's save this.
Let's save it and
we
see,
yeah.
see what people think.
Wait, let's before we show this, let's talk a little bit about the room. So it's again, the UI is definitely work in progress, but as you can see, the okay, this room is inspired by Star Trek, and it's actually a room inspired by the Star Trek crew cabins, crew quarters, and the room is actually a hologram. So everything you touch is you can manipulate. If you touch the painting application, you open the paint application. The painting icon, you open the painting icon. If you touch your profile, you actually go to the social media, the wholesome social media, you go online. But behind you, there's this empty space, and that is the space of your gallery. And when you go and see your paintings here, which is kind of like your online portfolio, if you favor them, they appear on your wall. And not only they appear on your wall, but if you choose the arrows from the wall to browse between, you have several layouts of how you can display your art. And today we're making portraits and we don't really have saves, but there's even one more feature that you can do, is when you go to your gallery, you can actually choose any of your art that you want, and you can make it your wallpaper or even your profile picture. No. No.
But it's my inner Casanova, Laura.
Oh my god,
Because I have something to tell you. My name is...
no. And you should.
And
Is your bio? I love being by the beach. Oh no. Poor guy. He's probably a very nice.
He's doing his best, you know. He's had a rough life, so I think we should be nice to him.
Okay, you can release him to the world. Like, look at him. Oh no.
Okay, let's see what people think.
Hello, ladies. Oh. Ah. You're
You should
truly
actually get your
connected.
portrait done.
So you're
Truly
truly connected to
Mother
Mother
Earth.
Earth. Ah.
Oh, thank you, Peyton.
And Sandy Kim loves him. So
Yes.
so
Love it, so cute. Look, like you get this instant like affirmation, and like I feel so much better now. So
I
I'm
feel
happy. Now I'm like happy like Mildred and stuff. So this is me. This is more representative of my current state. So, and I'm banging my head to flowers.
Yay!
So now we got some more shapes. So this was like a more down to earth, more hippie character that started following us. So we got some new like mandala-like shapes. Of course, like we have already unlocked everything, but that's what would happen in a normal playthrough. And since like so hippie types like more like mandalas and more flowers, stuff like that. So now we can make more of that kind of art.
Oh, let's make an art with the skull. Like, let's make the skull a portrait. And okay, can you go back to the room? I just want to point out that what happened here is, if you notice, Mildred became a wallpaper, essentially. Soon we will also make mandalas and other pretty stuff that works a little bit better, maybe as a wallpaper. But meanwhile, we have Mildred as a wallpaper. Why not?
I mean, if you really love yourself, you should really have your own face as wallpapers. Like, you know, your self-portrait, and do by all means put yourself as a wallpaper.
And when we talk about yourself, actually, one of the features that's coming soon, it's not in the build right now, but it's one of the first features we are going to launch through the early access, is we are going to offer you the possibility to customize your avatar artist. Yes.
So you'll be able to click and choose what your character should look like.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Anna, we typically, when we develop, we try to keep the build on Steam up to date on the internal branch, because we try to make sure we're as close as possible to the version that you guys are going to play. But Anna has been working at the character customization feature, and she didn't want to give it to me.
But it's okay, now it's actually done, so I'm gonna push it tomorrow, and then you can play around with it.
Well, this is I love this. So this is just some of the shapes that we started to add so that you can later on create mandalas. But now we are doing another portrait.
Yes,
right?
we are. But I'm building up because I want to have this as a background. And I'm trying to build from the back up this time. Because yesterday when we made the Starry Night, I started like with the tree thingy first, and then I had to redo everything because it's just easier to start with the background and work your way forward. Because like, of course you can, as you saw earlier, like you can change the layer and so on, like put things in front of each other, but it's just easier to like have an idea from the beginning, like what is this gonna look like, and start from the back and going forward.
For those of you who are not very into alternative chat methods that Steam or YouTube are offering, we are almost always on Discord.
Yes.
And if you visit the storefront of Kaleidocraft, for sure you will find the link to our Discord channel. Otherwise, you can just join.
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. You wanted to use the skull?
Yes.
I'm not sure about that one. I wanted to make it cute, but popping and cool at the same time. I think we need to replace this, actually. It doesn't look so good and bigger.
Oh, okay. Some of the shapes are a little bit older, and we've grown a little bit wiser on how to make the shapes. I love this. This is the Asteros Murtas a little bit.
Yes.
But she, I don't know why it's a she in my hand, but she needs eyes.
Yes, this is actually something that I've been experimenting with in the past. I think I have. So the mirror and reflect tools are actually kind of essential, honestly, to this experience. I like to using Kaleidocraft because like you can so easily just like make mandalas and so on like this, like reflecting and like just having like building up kaleidoscopes basically, like having things repeat in the portrait or in the art that you're making. So that's why I did. I like just mirrored this or reflected these like eyeballs, and I'm gonna put them a bit.
Ooh,
Oh no, yeah. So there are some bugs left that I still need to fix. Putting this like here maybe.
she's cute. Can she have lips?
Sure. Just gonna not mirror.
Oh, so what we're doing is actually the lady who will be very very happy to get to know Mr.
Our Casanova.
Yeah,
Is she the lucky?
I think she might be the lucky one.
Let's make her a little bit less toothy, maybe, and
Yeah.
let's maybe. Oh, she's gonna have really kissy lips.
But that's okay. What happens if you make the semicircle orange?
So this one.
Okay. And make it a little bit bigger, just so she doesn't have like maybe, I don't know. Do you understand where I'm going? And then push the lips forward.
So like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And this one up.
The upper the
the lower it down a little bit, and the other lip bring it up. So you unite them essentially.
Okay, so like this.
Yeah.
Like
She's quite kissy. Kind of like.
Magnifique.
Maybe even use a line which is the same pink to have the corners.
So sort of like. Oh, maybe yeah, even darker. Like that. Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, she's not that much of a.
She's kind of sad. Like she doesn't look happy in love.
She doesn't look happy. It is true. But
I don't know, what happens if I? No, she's even sadder.
no.
Undo. Oh no, they. Like I said, some bugs still to fix.
Okay, I was gonna push the links of streaming to our friends on Discord, and we are also live on YouTube actually,
Yes.
and hopefully also at the Steam Game Festival, but I have no idea what. I do not know.
I want to soften her. Whatever that's called, a little bit. Must be cheekbone. Let's do a little bit like
So
this.
I'm sorry that I have been like, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. You're the
that's fine.
artist.
No, I don't mind at all. This is a collaboration.
I would almost put flowers in her cheeks.
Like here.
Yeah, in both cheeks. You know how?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. So like sort of like this.
Yeah.
Let's,
Yay! She gets a bit more.
let's maybe put them purple and let's cover them with something.
We would be so curious to talk to you and I don't know, pick your brain about Kaleidocraft, what it is that you would like, what it is that you like so far, what it is that you think it's missing, and more.
Yeah, for sure. Another feature is that you can preview the tiling. So if you want, for example, to make a wallpaper and stuff like that, or I mean, you can use this for whatever you're using in your everyday life as well. Like, so if you want, I don't know, tiling somewhere else, like for something, if you're making some form of art that you're using for a specific purpose, you can preview the tiling as well to make sure that it looks the way you want it to. Yeah, that's.
I don't know about black oval behind her.
Okay.
Maybe.
Remove it entirely, or
not removing it, but a different color, but maybe a darker blue.
Darker blue. I think we need to take it from another palette.
Yeah.
Oh no!
No! Undo. Yeah. And now, yeah. I think blue is better. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, maybe I want to replace this one. We can make it a stronger color, maybe.
Oh, okay. I see. You want the contrast. You want it to pop.
Yeah, pop a little bit. Yeah. So maybe making this yellow. No, that. That was getting very screamy instead. Not sure about this. No. Which palette was the first one we used? Was it this one, right?
Yeah, I think so. No.
You don't think so? Maybe?
No, I think. Oh no, she's orange. She's nice. She's nice as orange. I kind of like it. I maybe put some random stars or something around. Maybe, but maybe then it's too much.
I don't know. It's a little bit.
Was it better with black? I don't know.
I'm not in love with this blue.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe this is better. More purple. See, that's one of the things one of the bugs that we have.
Oh yeah, they
like flip.
Jump.
Yeah. Maybe I actually want to have it that way though. Yeah, so they flip. One day this game will be without bugs. It's not yet because we're still very early in development. But yeah.
Okay, so she's Casanova's girlfriend.
She has her own life. Thank you very much. She's not just here for him. Muerta. Is that the word in Spanish? Dia de los Muertos. What's
Muertos
the
is the
singular?
plan. Muerta, I think should be fine. We
that should be
are
like
so loving. God. So first and foremost, she needs to be on the wall.
Oh yeah. So now she's favorited, and she's up here on the wall.
Can we change the layout a little bit?
Sure.
Sorry.
It's lagging up a bit. I think the computer is getting a bit tired. With the stream and
No,
everything.
more. This one. Yes.
We still need to make some more art to fill this, but we're getting there. So let's see if someone likes this art. I'm just not gonna post a comment this one.
Yeah, it's totally glowing with positive
energy.
It must be the hearts in her eyes and lips.
Yes. Energy is radiating. It's actually another hippie comment, so I think it's because a lot of mandala elements in this, so the hippies like this one. And this is an edgy character who like the skull, I think. So actually what happens is, like, every time you make art, like, all these characters sort of like evaluate what you think and like look at different, like, oh, what's in this, oh, I love this color, oh, I love this shape and stuff like that. So they have preferences, but they are always supportive. Like, but you can't, for example, like if you post the same art again, they will recognize that. So you can't just post the same art over and over again. But they will still be encouraging. But if you want to really succeed in the world, you need to be creative and make new art and so on.
But still, even so, even when you share an older art, we want to simulate this society that is welcoming and in any way, because we want to build a utopia. We feel that the world needs opportunities to dream and imagine. And what if we would all be taken care of and we wouldn't have to struggle to secure a roof over our head and food on the table? What if our passions and our creativity would be encouraged? And what if the world would welcome that and actually want that from you? How would such an universe look like? And Kaleidocraft is a lot about this. We are trying to imagine how would such a world feel and look like. Imagine Twitter or Facebook where no one ever posts negative or hateful comments ever. Where maybe people don't necessarily engage, but when they do, they're always welcoming and always helpful and always loving and encouraging. How would that world be?
Yeah.
And the reason you are like this is because, okay, if you think about Star Trek was an utopia where people were portrayed as quite gentle, but of course you're gentle when everything around you is taken care of, when you don't have to think about how are you going to pay rent next month or what are you going to eat next month, and you don't have to struggle and worry about your family being well taken care of. So then you have all that mental energy to think about everything else. like if problems weren't a part of your mental burden all the time, how would you exist? What would you do? Yeah.
We are strong proponents of the idea, it has been proven that in struggles the vast majority of people are really nice to each other, and we've seen this today as well. We have this idea of oh, people are horrible and people are not nice to each other, but no, we've seen so much kindness over and over again, but we don't really talk about that. Media and so on chooses to focus on the conflict, on people being angry with each other, but there's so much kindness and so much just love and creative forces in the world, but we never talk about that. So we want to how can we make games about that and actually putting that front and center instead of there's definitely a place for games that focus on the more conflicts as well, but that's not the kind of game we want to make, because we want to focus on other things and see what that could be, basically.
We are wildly inspired by games such as Kind Words, for example, and also as a real world example of how wonderful people can be is the recent bundle we actually participated in, the Each Bundle for Social Justice and Equality, which gathered a lot of indies like us, and we are actually not definitely not the most well-off developers, and I know for a fact that many of our friends participated in that bundle, even though the fact that they're giving away their game for free is hurtful for their business, but it doesn't matter because we all participated because of other principles. And if you think about it, that bundle gathered more money than
basically any other initiative, even the biggest game studios and so on that have. It's good that they have donated and been a part of this as well. I'm not saying that, not taking away from that, but this bundle shows the power of us small ones coming together and creating something that we also could help make the world a better place when we come together. We as a company can't unfortunately donate huge amounts of money, but like we could be part of something bigger than us to help build this bundle. If you're not aware, like familiar with it, I think it was over 1,000 developers, I think. At least over 1,000 games.
I can actually check exactly, but there was a little bit over 1,000 games in the end, and the bundle raised over $8 million.
$8 million for like racial justice. So I think it was like a bail fund. I can't remember exactly where the money went, but
it went for the legal defense, and right. So all the money went to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah.
So we were really proud to be part of that, and like there is so much kindness, there is so much like positive force in this world, and like I think it's important to remember that like when times are hard, it's so important to remember that all the things that are still good, and like all of the people that want to help and want to support you, because otherwise we won't be able to. Otherwise, like we won't have the mental space to do anything to make the world a better place.
And there's also this narrative, generally speaking, when it comes to creating entertainment, that says that like only drama or conflictual situations are interesting or not boring, but we actually find quite interesting the idea of thinking about how the future could be, and don't find it boring to think about how would it be to live in a utopia. How would it be that everyone had universal basic income? How would it be that artists would be highly encouraged? How would it be to redesign our cities and which, for example, have our gardens and grow our own some of our own food? So we don't find that boring.
No.
And we hope you won't either.
No, yeah, and like there's still so much to explore when it comes to like, for example, social AI and so on. Like we're very good at building AI that like ducks behind covers and shoots people in the head, and that's fine. But we also think that we need to explore more like what is a social AI? Like how can we build a social media that feels organic? And I mean this is very basic in this case, but like how can we emulate other experiences that I think we haven't focused as much as we could on yet. There are a lot of people, I'm not saying that we are alone, there are a lot of people doing great things, but I think we can do even more, and even more studios could focus on this kind of experience, and we will definitely do our best.
To give you some data on the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality that each recently hosted, there were 1,391 creators that participated. Not all of them were games, but most of them were games. Some of them, which weren't games, I'm super hyped for, because Kenny, for example, has an awesome Mass Effect that they shared, and I can't wait to dig in. And the bundle raised $8,173,874. Like, it raised so much money, it takes a while just to read the number. and this is fantastic, this is phenomenal. And
it was I think the first goal was like 200,000 or something. Like it broke that in like an hour or something. It was like crazy. So.
And there was actually a queue of developers. It was fantastic, that wanted to give, to participate, and so much generosity. It's truly amazing. And these are the stories we want to highlight and talk about and portray and make you think about, like what if everything was good and nice and cool. Yep.
I think it's time to wrap up the stream. Actually, right on time, 1 minute before
midnight.
No,
it's not quite midnight, but as a reminder, we are actually streaming pretty much every day throughout the festival. Maybe not this Saturday, but maybe Sunday we will not. But we are streaming, and so we recreated famous art yesterday. Today we made portraits, and tomorrow, what are we making tomorrow?
Was it cute animals?
Tomorrow we are making cute animals. So
and let's hope, because we might not be in the same place tomorrow, so we will hope that the gods of tech will be kinder tomorrow than it was yesterday. Fingers crossed. Or yeah, we'll figure it out somehow. But so I hope you join us tomorrow as well, and that you check out Kaleidocraft. The demo is live here on Steam. If you're watching on Steam, you can pick up the game right now. If you're watching on YouTube, head over to Steam
or itch.
Or itch. Yes, or itch. The demo is up on itch as well, so you get a standalone DRM free version. The only thing in the demo is like there's a cap on how many pieces of artwork you can make, but it's 10, so like you can try out everything. Everything is like unlocked, but you just cannot make an endless amount of art.
To be honest, like we just made the game and then we called it a demo because we wanted to participate in the Steam Games Festival. But so that's about the extent of the demo, part of the demo. We kept it at 10 artworks because we were like, one day before the festival we were like, but it has to be a demo, right? Okay. But feel free to, you can actually right now, you can support us in early access for $99. But
$99.
$4.99.
$4.99. I was like $99. Are we crazy? Okay,
yeah, not
$4.99.
$4.99, so almost $5. But if you want to try the game before actually giving us the money, just try the demo. You will not be limited with the demo. You have access to all those shapes. You can be on the wholesome social media. You can unlock shapes. You can just do your thing.
And we like we said, like we'll be very happy to hear your thoughts and like hear your input as well. So like that's kind of what the early access is about. Like we want to develop this together with you, with the community. So please let us know. Like Laura said, we are on Discord like almost all the time. And so on. So we look forward to seeing what you make and hearing what you would like to see in the future from us.
And tomorrow, the O time, where we make cute animals together with you, starts at 5 p.m. Swedish time, so Central European time, which is 9 a.m. Pacific time. Hopefully you're awake. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow, I hope.
Bye.
Bye.